In this video tutorial, I'll show you how to use Microsoft Word to make a mark scheme in your subject. One of the methods teachers use is to use a blank test paper and write answers on it. Then they would scan that document in order to have a digital copy of the same. I'll show you another more convenient method to make a mark scheme. It's more convenient because you do not need to scan the document. You can also distribute it more quickly to teachers in the department. This is how you go about it. I'll start by showing you how a mark scheme looks like, and then go ahead and show you how to make one in your subject. Now this is a blank test paper. So what a teacher would do in order to make a mark scheme is to print these, write the answers, and then scan it back so that they can have a digital copy. Now let's see the mark scheme that I've prepared without scanning. This is the same question paper with the answers written here and marks awarded. Another question would look like this. If it's a calculation, for example, I can also carry out the calculations as shown here and award the marks in relevant places. You can see this is a digital copy. I can be able to distribute it to other teachers in the department, or even print a hard copy and keep it in the file. I can make changes to these answers if I want to. Now, how do I achieve this? Now let's look at a question like this. For example, how did I get to write this on this Microsoft Word document? Now let us open the exact page without these answers, and then I'll show you how you put these answers in this space. Over here, we've got the exact question. A radio wave has a frequency of 100 megahertz and travels with a velocity of 3 by 10 raised to power 8 meters per second. What is its wavelength, given that 1 megahertz is the same as 1 million hertz? In order for me to write down these answers, I need to go to View, this tab here. First of all, I need to expand the ribbon. Now it is expanded, and then I'll go to this tab here, Written Review. Click that tab, and then go to this part here where it is written Start Inking. Start Inking. I would click that, and then it would reveal a pen and several colors that I can use to write whatever I want in this space here. So I'd want to use maybe, let's say, a blue color, that one, and then start writing here. One other hardware that you need here is a graphics tablet to enable you to write smoothly on that space. So I've been provided the frequency and the speed we are required to calculate the wavelength. So I would start by writing the equation that I would use here. Wavelength is equal to speed over frequency. That is the equation. And then now I would do a complete substitution. This is 3 by 10 raised to power 8, of course, meters per second, divide by a frequency of 100 megahertz. That is like 100 times 10 raised to power 6 to be in hertz. And if I use my calculator, I will get a wavelength of 3 meters. Then I would go ahead and now award the marks. For me to do that, I can use a different color, let's say red, and I would say award a mark here if the student has written the equation. Award the second mark here if the student has substituted into that equation. And then award the final mark here if the student has written this number with the unit. And it is just as simple as that. Then I would go ahead and save this with a different name. So I would come here, click File, then Save As, and then I would have this drop-down menu that allows me to change the name of the file. Now, why is this important? Why is it important to save the file with a different name? Remember, I might want to keep the original file, which is this one here, Form 2 Breakfast Exam Term 3, 2016. I might want to keep that document the way it is without any changes. So all I need to do is just add extra information there in order to name it differently from the original file. So I would put an underscore there, and then I would say, you can see already there is this file which exists. MS means mark scheme. So I'm going to name it differently, like say the complete word mark scheme. Something like that. And the moment I save it, that becomes now a different file altogether. I have made changes to the original document, but then when it comes to saving, I save it differently so that I do not interfere with the original document. What I've written, and you can see what I've written here is exactly what teachers would do when they are making the mark scheme. This method of making the mark scheme is more convenient than the original one. You can see it is very fast. The file is still in digital form. I did not need to make a hard copy of the same and then write with the pen, a word marks, then either photocopy or scan that document and then put it back to my computer. Maybe the only step I can undertake here is now to send this one to the colleagues in the department via email. I can also print a copy for the file. This has the advantage of saving resources and also making your work fast. So go ahead and make a mark scheme of your own in your subject. And remember, you need a graphics tablet in order to do this.